Kenya is an interesting country. We are along the equator, as you could see from the maps. Our calling came to serve in the northern side of this country. The northern side of this country is the main desert and semi-arid region that begins from Kenya, stretching into Somalia and southern Ethiopia. These areas where most of the people are pastoralists and rains are scarce, so we experience great drought. When, like in the last year, we had drought, which is still going on today. We actually spent time today praying for rain. Relief for us comes because a neighbor is distressed. When we see your neighbors and your friends' cattle dying, they have no food, it touches many more things. And our challenge has always been that the government is ever slow to intervene, and we are off the rail. We do not have major NGOs and relief agencies that are familiar with the region. They tend to fear the region because of insecurity. We are working in areas where they believe Al-Shabaab or the Islamic terrorists abide. We've seen our colleagues die because of terror attacks and on. So because of this, no help easily comes to them. And we also have the privilege of having friends and groups like you, UPC and others. This year, we were able to feed, in that moment of distress, close to 4,000 families over 3 months of when distress was. We've gotten friends like you. You had sometimes who gave us the Deacon Fund. from the Deacon Fund, we got some resources. We got some resources from our friends in UK and across the world. And this is what we would buy: grain and like maize meal and beans, or sometimes rice and oil, and avail to the family. We realize that at some moments like this, children get affected most. So what we've done is that we've provided also food in schools. There are about 3,000 children supported in schools, food feeding program, so that children can remain in school, learn, and have a lunch, a meal before they go home. This is important because if children are not in school, they will grow up almost having no hope, and they become then easier group to be recruited by the terrorists. So with this, keeping them in both public and private and our schools like ours, we are able to forestall a problem tomorrow. And even those other big relief organizations sometimes depend on us as the bottom, as the end of the rail group to really distribute and report to them. So we've developed such a good network of absorbing resources like this and providing where these needs are. There are many ways, there are really many ways that people could get involved, and thinking of prayer as the first thing you would do, and it's out of prayer that passion builds. What we badly lack are resources, and it doesn't mean that you give us everything. I plead with the little one can afford to actually help us. We also have Christian workers who are now working in this region that will bothly need prayer, and part of the reason for prayer is maybe a number of you could agree, I want to know more what is happening. I want to be acquainted with every time you release any prayer issues and stories. I want to be part of it and then see my own allocation. Sometimes we lack the expertise on a corporate level. We lack that then the expertise of media and like now what I'm talking about. How do we communicate these stories to a better part of the community to raise? I would be very interested to see people with these skills even coming on a short term and build up a relationship and see what stories they can pick and run away with. to really help the cause of what's going on. I think at this point, we sincerely need your support and your sacrificial support in terms of funding our children's program, some of the relief that we are running at the moment, and to really keep us in prayer that we are protected and that God sends us rain. I just want to thank you all for the years of support you've given to us. You've made a difference. And the difference is that you've stepped in where our own churches, local churches, were unable. Our churches out here have struggled to get resources for their own programs. So had you not been there, we would never have ran some of the programs we've ran. And I'm just trying to let you know how vital your help has been. And I would wish you to really appreciate how you've helped advance the kingdom. And I pray that we haven't yet achieved that goal of establishing Christian communities in this region. And therefore, we still have much more to do. And I really want to invite you to journey with us. I wish you'd have the burden to walk along with us and support this work going forward. Pray for us, support us when you can, and visit us in your lifetime. Thank you.